how unkind. Forgive me. Forgiven. The fallacy of youth. Isn't it rather clear that it is we, women of decision, who hold the trumps?
Lady Susan? Lady Susan Werner?
How dare you address me, sir?
But Lady Susan...
Be gone, sir. I will have you whipped.
Outrageous. Have you never met him?
No, I know him well. I would never speak to a stranger like that.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Saladino.
Now listen up. It's judgment time. We're starving dogs running the rail lines.
I'm trying to come up with a way to talk about this YongYea situation without being, too mean or too cutting. This is like my third attempt. The first two times they devolve into me just really going off on how just stupid he looked in the Kiryu cosplay. So that was the main thing. I wanted to talk about this controversy for months. I've been meaning to, but it was never enough. My issue with the controversy wasn't even really about his voice. I remember watching Hiro Hayes' video about it. And the first thing that stood out to me was the thumbnail and just the look on YongYea's face, where it looked like that was the actual real-time reaction to the backlash that people had of him even being cast as Kiryu and Yakuza in the first place. So it was just funny because he looked like he was like, huh? As people were tweeting at him or whatever. But also the look on his face, he looked like someone who was being accused of something truly heinous that he was making an apology video to because he actually had done it. Maybe something involving boys or something. So, I wanted to make a video where I was going to comment on that and give my opinion on the Kiryu cosplay. Because at the end of Hiro Hayes' video, he was saying, you may have issues with what we've heard so far on his voice acting, but, it's why are we dumping on a guy for his cosplay, or we shouldn't dump on people for the cosplay. And normally I would agree. Thing was with YongYea, this was just, the reason why I never got around to doing the video and I'd been meaning to do it was because I didn't have enough material, as it were, to put it in a dedicated video. At the time, though, I was doing this thing called YouTube Internet of Stuff. I think I've done 3 so far. And it was an excuse for me to showcase stuff that I watch on YouTube. Things that I'm actually actively looking, for, like beautiful diver girls or track and field babes, trying on hauls, stuff like that, travel log videos or whatever, and just whatever crazy thing that YouTube then recommends me, what the algorithm recommends to me. My brother was telling me the other day, he's like, man, if Kyle has watched any of your videos, he probably thinks you're copying off of him. And I was like, actually, I am. He said, no, you've already been doing that. And I realized, oh, I get it. Yeah, actually, I have been doing it. I wasn't doing it on videos, say, dedicated to talking about Gears of War and how introducing women into the series in the third game ruined the brothers in arms kind of theme and camaraderie of that series or that franchise. Gears of War was definitely ruined when they added women to it. But I wasn't going to put videos of like a sexy, model walking down the street or whatever in a video like that. I just reserved it for YouTube of stuff or Internet of Stuff, whatever I call that. And with Kyle, when I came across his videos, and I came across him several times. A couple of years ago, maybe even just a year ago, somebody mentioned in one of the comments of my videos that I reminded them of Kyle. So I guess I looked him up. I don't remember what video I watched. I watched maybe part of one, but I kind of was like, okay, I'm going to watch him later. This guy, Kyle, reminds me of, is it Vash123, the Let's Player guy? And I guess after that, YouTube at some point decided to recommend Kyle's videos on Marvel's Avengers. So I watched a couple of those and they were good. But then YouTube stopped recommending me and I kind of forgot all about it. So anyway, I'm saying all that to say, Kyle popped back up for me with the whole Cammy's classic outfit controversy and Stacey Henley. So I started watching him regularly since then. And I really did like his editing style. And it was like, oh, great. I've been wanting to do this, And so, yeah, I definitely did steal that from Kyle in the sense that the stuff I reserved for YouTube of stuff, I just put in my regular videos. I felt, oh, he gave me the freedom. So props to Kyle for that. Shout out to him. But yeah, so I guess that's why I ended up not ever doing the YouTube of stuff episode, because that's where I was going to put the YongYea stuff in. I was just going to do a little couple of quick comments saying he looks so stupid in his thumbnail that Hiro Hayes chose. And frankly, he looks stupid dressed up as Kiryu. And the thing is, it actually tracks with, some issues I've had with him now for a while. And it fits in perfectly with this latest controversy. So the thing that I've been looking at him sideways at, I hate that expression, but I think it's the best expression in this instance. Because it's not like hate or anything, but I just been looking at him kind of sideways ever since he made that stupid video defending PewDiePie's gamer moment. It's not even the fact that he defended PewDiePie, it's the way he defended it. Like I was telling my brother, I was more offended by YongYea's video defending PewDiePie than I was of PewDiePie himself. So I've always been looking at him since then like, yeah, whatever, dude. But with the cosplay, it fits in perfectly with why I have a problem with him or a certain aspect of him, that weaseliness. It's one thing, okay, so, the latest controversy is that more of his actual performance has been released. And it doesn't really bother me, his terrible performance. It is terrible. What we've heard so far is very flat. He sounds just like YongYea. He doesn't sound like you would imagine Kiryu would sound, especially an older Kiryu. He just sounds like YongYea. He sounds exactly like what he's criticized Chris Pratt for in his performance of Mario. And I know YongYea, when he criticized Chris Pratt, he was coming from, like the voice actor community. You have the big name actor displacing an actual voice actor. That's bad. So he felt justified in going after Chris Pratt. And I get it. So that's part of my issue with him dressing up as Kiryu. It's like, act like you've been there before. You don't look like Kiryu. You look like YongYea, like a little goofball. And the fact that the selfies that you see of him at the time, he looks so self-important. It's hard to take him seriously. Like, it doesn't look like he's doing it just to have fun. And even if he was, to be completely honest, I don't care how gendered this sounds, that's like that meme, that's for bitches.
This for the bitches, nigga.
It's one thing for a voice actress, especially a YouTuber voice actress, to do cosplay of the character that she voice acted. Like Strange Rebel Gaming, she's the English dub actress or voice actress for Aerith from Final Fantasy VII Remake. So it makes sense if she's going to say do a cosplay. And she did. She got with somebody who did a photo shoot of her as Aerith. Put the wig on her and everything. And she looks like Aerith. At least to the point where like Netflix would hire her for a live action, version of it. Well, maybe not, because she's a blonde white girl. They probably wouldn't. They probably wouldn't actually cast her as Aerith in a live action one. But still, you get it. She looks more like Aerith, obviously, than YongYea does as Kiryu. And not only does he not look like Kiryu, he's 2 feet tall. The self-important look on his face when he's posing, and I guess he's trying to look like Kiryu. He's trying to look cool, right? But he doesn't have the commanding presence at all as Kiryu. That's one of the things he said, I know, in his defense of having the role. He talked about he earned the role, and he talked about how, yeah, it may be different from what you are used to, especially from the Japanese voice actor, but the important thing is you'll hear more of it and you'll get used to it, because I'm putting across the coolness and the, intimidation factor, whatever he said, of Kiryu. But it's like, no, you're not. Your voice doesn't have that at all. You don't have that gravitas. You don't have that intimidation factor. You don't have that cool, hip, Japanese Yakuza thing about you at all. For me, it's not a big deal because I'm going to play the Yakuza games in Japanese. I started 0, but Japanese games, especially older ones, have this annoying habit of not letting you save when you want to. And it's like, I do have a life. I'm sorry. I mean, I may be a gamer, I may be a geek, but I do have a life. I don't have the time to sit here for like an hour and a half waiting to get a chance to actually save. So when I found out it was going to take a while for me to actually save, I just stopped the game and said I'll have to come back to this later. I haven't got back to it yet. My backlog is essentially my bucket list. My to be read list is my bucket list. So I haven't gotten to them yet, but I wasn't going to play them in the English dubs anyway. So I don't care about that. It's just funny now to watch with this latest controversy of him blocking people who are criticizing him. And it's one thing to say, okay, these people are being assholes, they're attacking me. But it's another thing for YongYea to search his name out on Twitter and then block people who just simply say stuff like, yeah, he's not a right fit for this. He was terribly miscast. He sounds too young. He sounds flat. He sounds just like YongYea. Somebody said, hey, stop blocking people. He says, one thing if they're giving me criticism, but it's another thing if they're being an asshole. But you're being a little wimp by searching your name out and blocking people who haven't even talked to you. How is that Kiryu energy? How are you getting across the intimidation factor and the cool factor of Kiryu? The first time I even heard about any of this was It's the Gundam's video. And he was like, the guy did a bunch of videos about the fact that he's doing this. And he said, if it was me, I would have just said, hey, look, I'm doing this. hope you like it, and then go on with your life. And that's what he should have done. He may have some kind of obligation to promote it, but there's a way to do it without dressing up as Kiryu looking like a goofball. Because he was at that anime expose with the other guys, with the other people, and they weren't dressed up like that. And I feel like if you're a voice actor, you just walk around dressed like YongYea, just doing your thing, not dressing up the character. And because you don't look like you're a voice actor. You look like just a fan who shouldn't be doing the role. The fact that he's doing this, like he's on this block spree, which all they do, like he's not even, I don't even consider him an SJW exactly, but he's in that industry of like a lot of these weird, annoying voice actors who are, you have the Pro ZD, whatever, that other goofy looking guy. And it's like, why are they all like this?
We're breaking the law, breaking the world together. Throwing out all tenderness, we're breaking the